Good evening. You're welcome to talk to Anshala Talk Relationship Talk Show today. I'm happy. I'm so excited to be back here again. And it's the fourth Sunday in the month of June. It's been so awesome. In the presence of the Almighty God today, it's been really wonderful. I just want to celebrate all my viewers, my friends, my families. I appreciate you. Thank you all for the encouragement. Thank you for the private messages that you keep sending and sometimes email. I just appreciate you. I celebrate you. And without you, like I keep saying, if you're not there, I won't be able to actually go ahead and do it. So thank you so much for always coming on board. So today's topic is going to be an interesting one. I want us to be here. As always, we just keep loving. We want to keep it interesting every time. And if I love contributions. So if you're watching me, I've seen people coming on board. Thank you so much. If you're coming on board, you can just do what? You can share with your family and friends. Like I keep saying, we might actually be saving a marriage or a relationship today, or we might even be saving some children today. So just keep on sharing with your family and friends. I appreciate you. Without you guys here, I cannot be here. So thank you so much. And it's just something that is always on my mind. I just enjoy when I just see you, my friends and my families just coming on board. Thank you so much. And thank you so much. That's my brother there, Robinson. Thank you. And I say amen to that prayer too. So today's topic is going to be interesting. And today we're going to be just talking. And like I keep telling you the last time I said, right now we're on YouTube live. So just in case anything happens, maybe you're watching me on Facebook, or maybe you don't have a Facebook, we're on YouTube live. You can actually Google Talk to Anshala Relationship Talk Show. We're there on YouTube. You can watch directly. Or maybe there are some topics we've spoken about and you just want to go back to listen to it. Maybe you just want to hear us again. We're actually there too, and we're also on Twitter, so you can send messages. And don't forget, if you want any topic you want us to treat, like this topic came to me today, that was something else I actually wanted to talk about, and it was something else that someone just said, okay, let's treat this topic. So there's something. So if you have a special message, a special topic that you want us to treat, what you can do, you can send me a personal message on my messenger, or maybe on my WhatsApp, or just any mode of communication, and I'll be able to treat that message. So I just want to celebrate everyone for watching, for coming. If I don't call your names, it's not that I'm not appreciating you. I appreciate everyone coming on board. So thank you so much for watching. And today's topic, we're actually something that is actually bothering me too, and I think is even getting rampant now. Like the message has just got that we need to just talk about it today. And by next week, we're still going to continue about it. I'm going to say a few about it today, and I'm bringing in some specialists to talk about it next week. So it's actually, we're talking about the well-being of our young adults. So we're talking about the well-being, the mental well-being of our young adults. That's, we're talking about the teenagers. We just notice nowadays that something is going on and is a bit rampant, and you just notice that people are actually just those children. Maybe it's because of we parents were too busy now. We're not kind of communicating to them, or we keep we don't give them enough time. So we just go from our 9 to 5, or some of us, we said, oh, we don't want to do 9 to 5, we want to do our business. Even with the business, we don't even have time for them. So I just want us to kind of go back to our drawing board, to go back to what are we doing that we're missing it. Because what is happening to those young children now, I even realized that even from the age of 13 upwards, things are happening. Those children are keeping quiet. You don't even know them. You don't know what they're thinking in their mind. You don't know exactly what they're going to have. There was a program I was and a young girl actually said, she's actually 13 then, and she just said, you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know the stress I have actually gone through this week. And the adults that were there, they were actually laughing. They were like, what can you be going through? And honestly speaking, don't let us take them for granted. Those young teenagers, they're actually going through some things that we don't even know. It might be peer pressures. It might be some of us, we've changed their location. They're in the new school, and in that new school, what is happening now? They don't have any friend, and they're feeling rejected. But they don't even have someone to come home to talk to. They're expected to come back home to see their mom, to be able to share notes, to be able to talk to the mom. But the mom is nowhere to be there. The mom has gone to work. The mom is not around. And likewise, the dad too, and the dad is not around. And even you can imagine if that child is even, maybe is the only child, so she does not even have anyone to talk to. There's no sibling, and the best thing the child is going to talk to, she's going to look for someone that she believes that she can confide in. And before you know it, she's going to start talking to a friend. She will just choose a random friend that she think maybe that she will take somebody as a role model. And at the end of the day, you just realize that you don't know your child again. You don't know them, and things beginning to go on their head. They are in the new school. They don't understand what is happening in that new school. They don't have any friend. They're feeling rejected, and there are some of them, they are being bullied, and we're not talking to them. And like there's something I actually read about, that you don't ask children about how was your day today in school. That the best thing you can do is that, oh, fine, what happened in school today? What happened in your math lesson? What happened in your chemistry? What happened in your physics, in your biology, in your any subject, English? Ask them, just general question. Ask them everything one after the other, that you want to talk to them, you want to know them, because things are happening nowadays, and we just realize that children are beginning. When I say children, I mean young adults from the ages of 13 to like about 35. They're beginning to commit suicide. And have we really thought about that? That even in our own days, it was nothing like that. Nothing like that ever happened. I know social media is not kind of helping sometimes, because things are happening. They are more exposed to things than with the way we were. But are we giving them enough time? As mothers, I know we're busy. I know we've gone to that work. We just want to go to work. And the best thing some of us are even doing, we're just putting them in boarding school. Oh, you're like, oh, I've had enough. Let them go to boarding school. They'll be taught everything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying boarding school is not good, because I actually went to a boarding school, and I left from that boarding school. And my first son went to a boarding school for some time too. So I'm not saying boarding school is not right. But when they come back from boarding school, do we talk to them? Do we know what happened in school? Okay, they've been in school for like about 2 months or 3 months before half-term break. So have you really spoken to them that, okay, what happened in school? What went wrong? What's your teacher like? What's happening? What are the name of your friends? Have you really sat them down to really know about what is happening in their lives? And you know what? Things are changing. Life is actually changing. It's different from when we were actually growing up. Some people were like, oh, when we're growing up, oh, my mom was not there, my dad was not there. We remember, maybe you were the one that actually just decided that I have to be a good child, and you trained yourself. But it's not like that anymore now. We need to know them. That's why I actually put today as the well-being of our young adults. Do we care about them? Or is it because we feel they are 15 already, they are old enough to just do whatever they want to? Is there something we're missing? That communication. We keep talking about communication. Even as couples, we said we need to communicate with one another. We need to know what is happening. And let me tell you something. If you have a child and you don't communicate with that child, it's just like you have a husband or you have a wife, you're not communicating with that person. At the end of the day, you're not going to know that child. There are some things that child is going to be hiding from you. But you know what? What I just do is that sometimes when I just see my boys, sometimes they're quiet, and I just go to them. I just like, oh, what is happening? What is happening? Tell me, how was school today? So what is the latest thing in town? Or is it? You just come up with different things that will interest them. Because I just realized that we just want to kind of stay in our old school mood, that, oh, we don't want to know. Some of us are not even on Instagram, because what I read sometimes ago is that most of these people that commit suicide, they don't even write any suicide note again. They write it on their social media, on the social media walls, maybe on their Instagram wall, or maybe on their Twitter or their Facebook. They just write it. But most of us are not even our friends. We are not even our children's friends on the social media. And they are there. So you don't even know the kind of pictures they're posting, or you don't even know the kind of friends they have. I know we can't know everything. Now, I'm not here to just blame us. No, we are here to talk about things. So if you even have any contribution, the topic today is that we're talking about the general well-being of our young adults. Because I know things are happening now that the children are beginning to keep to themselves. When I mean children, I'm talking about the one about 13, from 13 upwards. They're beginning to keep to themselves. We don't know what is happening. And most times they are using their phone. And when they are getting addicted to it, there's no room for communication. There's no room for love. We don't even love them. We don't even show them enough love. We love our job so much, or we love our business so much. And some people are so engrossed. I'm not saying we shouldn't love our spouse. We should love our spouse. We love our spouse so much that we just do everything. We don't care about those children. They're back from school. They've been there for 3 months. You're not taking them out. You're not sitting them down to say, what happened in school? Tell me everything. And that is why we realize that as well as they are committing suicide, we're beginning to see some children that you just realize that they're into this one marriage, as in into lesbianism, or maybe into homosexual, and you don't even know. That's another topic for another day. We're not condemning, but you understand. But we just like, we want to know. We want to know our children. We want to know what our children are doing. Are we giving them enough time? And when it comes to this word about this suicide, I'm going to bring some specialists next week, which they're going to tell us about everything about it. But from my own knowledge, you understand, from the little that I know, I just want to share with us that as mothers, what are we missing? Are we missing some things? Is it that we're so busy? And I've realized that even sometimes when these children are back from school, that they want to talk to us, but because you've gone out since around 7, and you are back around 7:30. Maybe some children are even sleeping at 8, but the teenagers might not be sleeping. And you're so busy, you don't even have the time to talk to them. And you are just telling them you're busy. So the main topic of today is that we should create awareness of what is happening around us. What is happening, that these children, they are beginning to do things alone. Let me just quickly read what Toyin said there. Toyin said, parents, especially mothers, need to be friends with their kids, especially their girls child. Yes, thank you very much. I still need to finish reading it. You said something, Mick. Can I just have my phone? Let me just quickly finish reading that, please. Let me thank you for that contribution. So you said, okay, the parents, especially mothers, need to be friends with their kids, especially their girl child. Make them trust you and be sure he or she should be able to speak with you. Thank you so much, for that contribution. That is really correct. That is true. It's true, especially the girls. Imagine you have a girl and they're 15, and you're still living in denial that they're not going to, we're not saying that they're going to have a boyfriend that will start having sex with them, but definitely they will have someone that maybe they have a crush, when we're growing up, those kind of funny crush, and you're not there to listen to her. Obviously, like what he said, if you don't make them your friend, she's going to look for someone else. She's going to look for another role model. So what are the kind of things that we're doing, mothers, that we're not taking care of these children? And if you don't have any girl, someone like me, I'm blessed. I have only boys, although I miss girls, but what can I do? So even if you have boys, we still make them your friends. Find a way to let them be your friends. Find a way to let them trust you. I just like that what the word Toyin said, that our children need to trust us, even if they have, because there sometimes they may have that kind of thing in their mind. And some children will feel, oh, all my friends are in A levels, all my friends have actually passed their GCSE, they passed their WAEC, and I'm still here. I need to retake my paper. They are feeling down. In that down moment, what are you doing as a mother? In that down moment, what are you doing as a father? There are sometimes you want to like, oh, I remember, oh, my father didn't do this to me. I know, but we need to do something nowadays. We need to know what is happening now. We need to kind of wake up to our environment. That's what I'm going to say. We don't have to use the same measure that, oh, in my days, oh, my father wouldn't say anything like that. Oh, when my father says something, I dare not reply him. Yes, I know you dare not reply him. Children should respect you, but are you giving that room for them to even show you respect? Are you even giving them that room for them to love you and to trust you? Because it's such a big burden in my heart when you hear, in these last few months, I've heard nothing less about 7 young adults. When I say young adult, from the ages of 13, like a child in year 7, committing suicide in a boarding school, and it happens in a day school. In a day school, so it's not just boarding school alone, and it's not just only in UK. It happens in UK, in Africa, America, anywhere in the world, and you just keep hearing that? And have you really sat down that what are we doing that we need to correct? Is it something that we're doing as mothers or as fathers that we don't have times for these children? And we need to change some things. If you're taking one, if you're actually going through one particular method, you're like, okay, you're not making them your friends, you just want to be very strict, and at the end of the day, you don't know anything about it. Why don't you change your method? Like Tony just said there. Why don't you let them trust you? And let's see. At least this is the beginning of a new month. We're in June now. Why don't you say in this month of June, my assignment, what I want to do, I want to make my children my priority. I want to make my children to love me. I want to make my children to be my friends. I want to know what they are doing in their school. I want to know, even if you're not a science student and your children are science students, find something, let them understand. You know, and from the way it is now, like I told some people, I said, my son, my baby that is just 10, going to 11, they've started teaching them about their body parts in school. Can you imagine? And it's a 10-year-old that will be 11 very soon. They're teaching them about their body parts, they're teaching them about menstruation, they're teaching them about their organs. But they're knowing early now. In our own days, they didn't teach us early. But don't let's live in denial. That is something we parents are doing now. Most of us are living in denial. We're like, we don't want to discuss about it with them. And because you're not discussing with them, those children are outsiders are giving them wrong advice. And because advisors are giving them advice, that's why sometimes they will think that they are a failure. Sometimes they will think that the best thing is they should just end it all. The best thing they should just keep themselves, oh, I've had enough. And don't forget, they have peer pressures too. Maybe they're in school, oh, there's this kind of phone that is raining now. If you don't have iPhone 10, oh, you're not part of the system. If you don't have this Samsung, the latest Samsung, you're not part of that clique. And you, of course, you can't afford that. You're still giving your son a Nokia. And because of that pressure, the child is not even feeling, he has low self-esteem. And those are the kind of things we need to build in our children. We need to give them confidence. You need to assure them so that they won't have any low self-esteem. Thank you so much. Yes, Toyin, wanting to hear your, oh, thank you so much. Yes, Mosu is actually coming next week because she's actually busy today. Thank you, Toyin. She's actually meant to be here today, but she's in between something now, and she's going to give us our own professional contribution next week. And if she can type now, Mosu Akibola, if you can type now where you are, you can actually still type some, because Toyin is actually asking for a professional advice. That's why I said from the little that I want to talk about Toyin, we're going to bring, because of time, so we're going to bring consultants to us next week. It might be two of them. We want to try and think even of the spiritual side too, so we can combine. So we might be even bring 3 people to actually talk to us so that we can know what is happening. We can understand them better, because what we feel is that we just like, oh, when they have that low self-esteem, where are we as parents? Where are we to encourage them? Are we there to just blame them? You know, some you just realize some children will just ask you, I want iPhone 10, and you just shut up your mouth. What do you know? In my own days, there was no phone. I know in our own days we didn't have any phone. I'm not here to say we should spoil them, but let the child know that you cannot afford that iPhone 10, and let him or her know the reason you're not giving him or that iPhone 10 now. You know, some of us, we just talk without excuses. We just talk without even explaining the reason to them. We just give them any reason. Even sometimes we shut them up. There's a book I'm reading that we should learn not to shut up our children. We should learn to respect them. And you know, when we respect them, we're bringing confident young men, and we're building confident young women. So what are the things that we're actually putting in their mind? That is why when they are down, they can't talk to us, because they're so afraid. Some of them, you know, and what is happening nowadays in schools, you know, some schools, what happened is that they'll just write the letter. They will just send the letter home, and they will give it to the child, instead of maybe send an email or something. So most of these things, you don't even know. Maybe it's the child that's going to know first. But if you don't make them your friend, if you are the kind of, you're not so friendly, and they have that letter, maybe they didn't do well in their exams. What are the things that, how do you think that they want to show you that letter from school? They'll be so scared. Let me just quickly read someone's contribution there. He said, before a person or a child goes into crime or suicide, they usually show some significant telltale signs, but most people don't take notice. Thank you so much for that contribution. And it's true. Do you know what happened is that we would have seen signs. Like what I was saying earlier on, most of we parents, we live in denial. We would have seen signs. We would have seen that child keeping to himself, or that child keeping to herself, or maybe that child after school, or maybe is just so down, is low, and we're not even bothered. Like, let's call that child. What is happening? Talk to them. Let's find, because like I said last week, Sunday, I said those children are not yours. They actually gifts from God. God gave you those children so that you can mentor them. God gave you those children so that you can give them back to him and train them the way he has actually given you. Understand? So what are the kind of things, sometimes we just like, I don't know, I won't say we won't be bothered. Sometimes maybe we neglect our role as parents. We neglect our role as mothers. We just want to, like, okay, fine, I've been training you. Now that you are 18, you can do things yourself. Don't forget, until you go, even some of us, we're married, our parents are still praying for us. So our parents are not keeping quiet. So why is it that nowadays, should I say, the generation parents, just like, oh, I've done enough, now they can take care of themselves? You are praying for them, but we need to do the action. We need to do the talk. We need to do the talk. We need to be friendly to them. Don't let them seek advice outside. It is happening. That is why there was one time in London, now is a bit low, I guess. It was just those young adults killing themselves. They said it was against them. They were killing. And sometimes we need to train these children from when they were growing. We need to train them. What are the morals that you have in your home? What are the values that you're training them? I'm not saying when everyone is perfect. There are some homes that we still pray, you still do everything, and these children, because there was no time to follow up on them, they still go their own way. So, but we're not talking about that. Let's do what we can do. Let's do our best. When we do our best as mothers, when we do our best as fathers, and there's something that I noticed that, parents, there are some moms that the mom will be saying, oh, you're not going to that party. And the dad will be saying, you're going to that party. They are saying two different things. They are not together. The parents are together in under the same roof, but they are teaching the children different ways. Those children, they're going to get advantage of that situation. At the end of the day, those are the children. At the end of the day, they won't want to be friends with anyone because, oh, I want to be on mommy's side of the page today. Oh, I want to be on daddy's side of it. So parents, let's learn to do something. Let's learn to speak, to use one voice. Let's learn to have just one voice. When I mean one voice, I mean, let's say things let's say if the husband is saying A, let the wife say A. Even if you go to disagree, don't disagree in front of those children. I keep telling us every time that these children, they're actually watching us, they're doing everything. You understand? But what I'm actually saying is that we need to show them good examples. We need to talk to them. We don't need to leave them now. Things are happening now, because have you thought of it that a child that can talk to the mom or can talk to the dad, we just want to just commit suicide? Things are happening now. When I got that message, when somebody said I should treat this topic today, I'm like, oh, I'm going to treat it just the way from my own little knowledge of understanding. But like I said, I'm still going to bring consultants. I'm going to bring psychiatric who is going to explain to us better. So if you have any questions, so maybe next week what we need to do is that we should just write all our questions, or maybe you've seen some signs in your children, or maybe in another child. Let's write everything down. And there's something again that is actually disturbing us. Maybe I should just say most of us, maybe African parents, we don't voice out. We're like, oh, what are people going to say about me? Or people are going to say, oh, my children are getting funny, or my children are getting mental. There's no big deal about it. Let's voice out. If you notice a strange sign about your child, let's talk out so that we can, when we seek help, we'll be able to get help. But we just keep everything, and you don't know about it. You just say, oh, no, I'll start praying. I'm not saying we shouldn't pray. It's good to pray. I do that. I pray. But when we do the prayer, let's do the prayer and let's do the action. So as we're doing that, but let's voice out. So if you notice that there's something, your child all of a sudden is behaving somehow, is just keeping quiet, and you're talking to him or you're talking to her, she doesn't want to talk, why don't we speak out? Let's speak out and let's just ask for advice and help, and we'll be able to get that. And there's another thing, I've spoken about, maybe it's peer pressure in school, or maybe it's one of maybe parents, we've just relocated to another area, they're in new school, they don't have any friends. How are they feeling in that school? Or maybe they just don't want to go to school anymore. There are some children like that. You are like, oh, not in my own days. What will happen in my days? We are not encouraging them not to go to school. We want them to go to school. But you know what? Let's come to their level. Let's understand them. Let's understand them. Let's be their friend, because, things are changing nowadays. And my prayer is that we're not going to bury any of our children in Jesus' name. The Lord is going to keep them for us. But let's do our best as mothers. Let's do our best as fathers. That thing you're chasing around, that money you're chasing around is not a priority. That your priority are your children. That thing you're running around that, oh, I need to get money. Yes, you need to get money. But what about the children that God has given you? What are you doing to them? So we need to know about the well-being of our young adults. Those are my main thing today. Those are the topic I'm saying today. So what's the well-being of our young adults? What are we? Are we neglecting them? Are we doing the perfect thing for them? So next week we're going to continue there. I don't want to take most of our time, like I keep saying now, because when I bring a special guest, I know that's going to take our time like about 45 minutes. But when I'm just talking, I'll just talk like about between 25 to 30 minutes, so that we can listen to it again, or maybe we can just share. If you want, you understand, let's share with our families, let's share with our friends. I'm not just here to entertain us, or maybe I want to just come up to show up. No, I'm not. I just want to encourage us. There are things that are bothering us. Those young children, they have a lot on their mind. Sit them down, talk to them. Let them voice out their concern. What is their concern about their new school? They've just changed their subject. What is their concern about it? What is happening to them? What is happening to their love life? Let them know they have a love life too. You'll be surprised. So talk to them. Some of them, maybe they are feeling that, oh, they don't even know how to chase a girl, or the girl, nobody's chasing them. The girl, oh, I'm a fine girl, I'm a 19-year-old girl, and no one is chasing me. You understand? So they have their own mind too. So let's talk to them about their love life. Let's talk to them about what is actually disturbing them. There are different things that can actually be disturbing them. It might be peer pressure, like I said. It might even be their teachers in school. Have you thought about that? It might be their lecturers. So let's talk to them. Let's encourage them. So we're going to come back next week. So don't forget, like I said, write down everything that we want to ask. So next week, we're going to bring some of our consultants. They're going to talk to us. So let's write down all our questions. We just want to understand our young adults more, their mental well-being. We're going to continue. So today, I just want us today, before next week, let's go ahead and love our children. Let's go ahead and show them love. Let's talk to them so that, maybe we've not been doing that. We've been so busy. We've not thought of it. So now that we're thinking about it, now that we're mentioning it, this week, our assignment, let's go out there and show them love. Like on Talk to Auntie Shola show, you know what? We just keep loving. And because we keep loving, let's go out there and love our children. It's all about our children this week and this month. We want to know them, our young adults. We want to make them our friends. We want to know what is happening to them. We want to know where they're bleeding. We want to be able to help them as a mother. We want to be able to help them as a father. So, and I just want to tell us that thank you. I'm actually watching the time. I'm looking at the time. I don't want to take most of our time. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming on board. I'm not just calling names, because when I just realized when I call those names, I take most of the time. So thank you so much. And don't forget to share. As you're sharing, you're actually saving lives. You're saving marriages. You're saving relationships. And it's not costing us anything anyway. It's free. So let's go out there and share. You can go on YouTube. You can listen to some of our topics on YouTube. Is there, and don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And if you have any comment there, put the comment on Facebook or also on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching. And before I go, I just want to say a special thank you to my wonderful husband, Olurotimi. Thank you so much. And I want to appreciate you, my children, Maya Dele, Maya Dikuko, Maya Mikuma, Midola. Thank you so much. And I celebrate all my families and friends. Without you, this show will not be here. So I celebrate you and I say a big thank you to you. And as you know, my name is Olushola Rotimi Ogundele. Thank you. Keep loving yourself. Keep showing those children you are there for them. Keep loving. I'm going to see you next Sunday by God's grace. Same time, 7 p.m. Keep loving and keep sharing. Thank you and God bless. Bye.